Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are, well, we're not doing crusading, but we are expanding and rapidly. And that's kind of the whole point of the Mongol Empire, if I'm honest. So where do we want to head to next, is the question. Well, we've got a few things that we can do here. And honestly, we're not going to be granting vassals to our rightful liege, and the reason for that is because we're greedy and nowhere near our vassal limit for right now. So that is completely fine. We can create a few titles here. I'm not necessarily opposed to creating these. But we don't have the gold for them right now, so that's okay. We're going to go ahead and ransom off prisoners as soon as we can figure out where that is. That's in the court. What am I doing? Okay. We're going to go ahead and mass ransom those. Excellent. That did make us some levels of gold. And so we are going to create the Kingdom of Ob. We'll not hand that one out. We'll just create it and keep the prestige. Of course, what are we going to want to do with that prestige? We still need to max out these horse archers. And I'm very interested in doing that. So we're going to need to maintain at least 200 prestige, right? This costs 270, so we'll bump these up to size 4 for now, and we'll call that good. Now, we've got a bunch of little guys over here that we can clean up. I'd kind of like to do some simultaneous warring here. Who are you at war with? Technically, that's within our kingdom. Okay. So we probably don't need to worry about these guys over here. Maybe we should take this duchy tier realm. Let's see, on a duchy tier realm, it is still technically a kingdom invasion. That's okay. So we're going to push our way out as quickly as we can for right now. We may want to consider... Let's see, 1048. Who are they? They're in this war. Okay. Sure. I'm just trying to figure out who we would want to declare war on right now. I mean, we're obviously going to declare war. That's the entire point of this playthrough, is to declare many wars and quickly. We can set up a rally point somewhere like here. That should be fine. And then I think we're just going to go ahead and declare on this guy. We're going to do a Mongol invasion. And we can also declare on this guy simultaneously. That would be fine. Do we want to do a Mongol invasion, though? We could do a duchy claim and have it only cost piety, and I like that. So we'll declare a simultaneous war here. Excellent. And we will raise up all of our troops here. It will take 57 days to raise them all. That's okay. Is there a way to raise only special soldiers? Not that I know of. Okay. So let's see what happens here. This is our special soldiers, I think. At this point, I'm going to stop gathering. And our men-at-arms showed up at the same time. Okay. We're going to take the special soldiers, and they're going to do the primary invasion here. They're going to come down to here. Then these guys, they're going to make their way over to here. It's going to take them a while to get there. I was hoping that the men-at-arms and the special soldiers would raise at different times so that we could raise them down here. Unfortunately, no such luck there. Does make me sad, but in we go. It'll be fine. It'll just take a little more time than I was hoping for. Convert faith in county task. Sure. We can call allies to war, but why would we want to do that? This will, of course, be a victory. No problem whatsoever here. And we need to keep in mind, we are going to be losing these 25,000 troops on succession, and they don't reinforce. So any troops that we lose, they're just gone. And we're using that to buy us time to build up a big empire. An empire the likes of which the AI cannot resist. That is the idea here. And we're just going to continue painting this map as quickly as we can. We're not really looking for anything else. I will say, however, I know that there are some people who are not a fan of map painting in CK3, and I can to some degree understand that. I mean, it's fun, but it's not generally challenging, and it's not, I would consider, fun in a super long-term sort of fashion, which is one of the reasons why I decided to go for the Mongol invasion one, because this would be a relatively quick conquest, as far as world conquests go anyway. So that's fine. I do, however, want to say, I'm not just going to be map painting in CK3. My very next series, I'm planning to have be a series that has substantial restrictions on offensive wars, if not outright forbidding them. I haven't fully decided on the details yet, but I want it to be more of a diplomatic playthrough, where you're more marrying into power and inheriting things and doing things via intrigue. Not so much conquest. We've been doing a fair amount of conquest thus far, and I want to kind of move away from that for a little while anyway. We don't have to fully move away from it, but for one series, I think it would be interesting. It's going to be definitely not a world conquest. I don't think... Well, I'm not going to say that it's impossible to do a world conquest via marriage, especially if the only requisite tasks for that was for your dynasty to be on the throne, not necessarily for it to all be under one title. Ah, now that's interesting. So that's something that I'm thinking about doing for next playthrough. But for now, of course, we've still got a ways to go on the Mongol Empire. The next playthrough is very far away indeed. So we finished our siege here, and we're going to make our way up this way and maybe swing up and deal with these guys. We'll see. And we're going to siege down over here in this high chiefdom, of course. So let's get these sieges done. This should actually end this war. That'll be great. And we're going to go for flexible truces, naturally, as we had previously stated. So yeah, this siege will end over here. Certainly after this guy's life. Let's see, this son is a scholarship focus. He would actually maybe be a good target for reforming the faith. We can look at that, for sure. So these sieges are ongoing, and we should be finishing this up. There we go. This war is now complete. We will enforce those demands. These troops are not necessary. They'll take up to 8 months to return home, though, and I'm not okay with that. So just leave them where they are, where they won't take attrition, and we'll wrap up this war over here. Okay. We captured a son there. We are above our domain limit. We're going to have to hand some of this out. Okay, can we grant this out while it's under siege? Apparently, yes, we can. That's wonderful. And at some point, we will start having to consolidate these together, but that's fine. Okay, this is held by us, of course, and we're going to give it to this guy and this guy. Excellent. Okay. I actually didn't need to hand out that last one. I probably shouldn't have. But that's fine. We do have too many held duchies, and we will have to hand out one of them. I believe this one is the one that we should hand out. So we'll grant it to this gentleman here. And we may have to pull one away here. Let's see here. This should be this high chiefdom. There we go. We lost our spy master in that, and we're going to go ahead and assign this guy. I was looking at the wrong one. You know what? He'll be fine for now. He probably won't last long. He doesn't have much skill, and that is unfortunate. We can create a kingdom, we can create a couple duchies, but that is fine. We're not too concerned about it right now. We're nowhere near our vassal limit. But we have started rapidly expanding. And we're probably going to declare... This war is now over. We're probably going to declare like a triple or quadruple or maybe even quintuple war over here. Clean up all of these simultaneously. I think that's going to be the plan. But that will, of course, have to wait until after this war is done, and we will need a good amount of prestige to make that happen, unless we can declare them with piety. We'll have to take a look at that. Okay, will this end the war? Yes, it does. Fantastic. So we will disband those troops. We technically only need to give out 2 of these. And so we shall. We'll hand this one out. There we go. We're no longer above our domain limit, so that's wonderful. Do we still have too many duchies? No, this duchy is not created. Okay, that's great. We're very, very pleased with that. And the question now becomes, how much would it cost? We don't have borders here. We could still do a duchy conquer without borders. Presumably because we have this lake here, which may be passable. I don't know if it is or not, but regardless, we can actually do that. That's part of this location. Gotcha. So the idea here, I think, is that we're going to conquer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 simultaneous. Yeah. I think that's going to be the goal. So how much is that going to cost? This would be best... Ooh, this is not great. The way this is split up isn't fantastic. Anybody have good claims here? Yes, but they don't become our vassal, I don't think. Well, hang on. He gets the High Chiefdom. She becomes his vassal. This would work. This would cost us 750 prestige, though. So that is an expensive one. So 750. 250 piety. Okay, that would work. That one's split. Yeah, that's not great. 200 would get us like that. It's really not ideal. We need like 950 so far. This would go fine. That'd be 1150. Can we get away with just a county claim here? Yeah, 50 there. That's a lot of prestige that would require. We can't host a feast or call a hunt right now. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to go after this guy and do a Mongol invasion of this kingdom and call that good for now. Just a single invasion. And we'll drop our rally point here and raise our troops up. Actually, that wasn't raise all, was it? I think I did do raise all there. Okay. So we'll head on in once we have enough. And that will be... I mean, we have enough right now, but I'm waiting for men-at-arms. Or more specifically, any form of siege weapons. There we go. This is obviously too many levy troops. We're going to want to send those levy troops home. So, we're going to move these guys over here. And then these levy troops. Yeah, I do want the knights to stay here. It's going to be slightly tedious. Can I drag? Thank you. Excellent. And then we'll select these guys and send them home. Okay. Something along the lines of that. So these guys should be able to disband here, I think. Yep. Fantastic. We do not need them raised. And we're just going to push down over this way. Wonderful. And as you can see here, we have no supply limit issues because of the special troops. So that's wonderful. We're just going to continue to push through here. We do need more prestige, for sure. And we can create this kingdom. That's something that we definitely should do. So we'll create that kingdom. That brings us up to 814 prestige. I'm actually going to spend this on getting us horse archers. Not all of it. So that's basically all of it. If we spend this, we can still go after some faith wars. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to max out our horse archers like that. Excellent. We just discovered crop rotation. Okay. That gives us tribal era economic buildings. I'm not going to say no to that, and that does mean that we should start... This is already upgraded. This one, gathering halls, we can upgrade. So we're going to need to start spending prestige on that as well. That'll be fine. We can do some faith wars, as I said. We're going to need to net ourselves some additional prestige, though. There's no doubt about that. So we're going to come down over here. We're at 47%. Ooh, this looks like some solid prestige over here. I'd love to fight these guys. Let's see if they'll let us. I really hope they let us fight them. An attempt on my life? How rude. And also, we are overweight, but we can't lose weight currently. I guess it's because we're a drunkard. We're not technically obese right now. We're still feeling fine, which is surprising considering we're melancholic and a drunkard. So there is that. Now we're going to catch some of these. That will net us... Ooh, they're going to walk in. This is great. We are ill. We're going to search for a physician. We don't want to die right now. That would be really awkward if we died this young. We are, of course, 42. And we'll pay 195 gold for the experienced doctor. Give us a safe treatment. We are a little brighter. Good. You can see here we are netting ourselves some additional prestige. We're just going to chill here and siege this down. Yeah, that got us 215. Not bad. Our sister died. That gained us 20 stress. Unfortunate. We're at 65% war score here, and we'll siege this down no problem. And head on over here. 84%. Okay, I'm not sure where these guys are going, but we're not actually that interested in fighting them. They would net us fame, and why would we need fame? We need prestige, not fame. We may want to invest, however, in upgrading our longhouses. That's a barracks upgrade. Right. Is it only market villages that we can upgrade with the economic upgrade? Palisades can be upgraded. Okay. And this requires city planning. Wait, so what is actually unlocked by crop rotation? Tribal era economic buildings. I can't help but notice that this is an economic building that requires city planning. But I guess that's in addition to city planning. Yeah, I think that's the case. Well, we'll have that in 22 years. That's fine. That is honestly probably for the best that we can't upgrade that. We could upgrade our simple palisade, and I'm not sure it's worth it right now. Let's just get this siege done and finish up this war quick. We're doing just fine on our prestige and piety now, though. So that's wonderful. Very, very glad to see that. And we'll enforce our demands here. So be it. And we'll disband our troops. And we need to, of course, hand this territory out. So we'll do exactly that. And this over here as well. That'll go to our son, but we're probably going to end up having to disinherit him, won't we? He would technically still be under us at the kingdom level. But this would still be better to disinherit him. Okay. It's not perfect, but it'll have to do. We can create this kingdom. We don't have the gold for it right now. We'll have to come back to that. Now, there's this county here. We have a truce on him. Never mind. I don't want to break that truce. What we can do is we can conquer her county for just 50 faith. We can invade this guy's... We can do a Mongol invasion of this guy, and that would be perfect. So we're going to do a simultaneous war declaration there, and we'll just sweep our way down. We'll raise up our troops here. Hang on. I want to test something. Do those special soldiers count as men-at-arms? Ah, we can just raise them here. Will be raised in Yonor. Oh, yeah, that's exactly where we want it to go. Perfect. Wait, so they raise instantly? Hang on a moment. That's insane, though. That's the exact problem that Men-at-Arms had at the launch. I mean, to some degree, it makes sense, I suppose, because Mongols are supposed to rapid expand. But that is actually insane. And it's weird that they don't raise instantly when you raise them through the raise all button, right? Like, that's weird. Huh. But we're only raising our men-at-arms up here. We're no longer ill. That's great. How many total men-at-arms do we even have these days? Not very many. 1,500 plus another 150, so 1,650. This is actually what we've got. We're probably waiting on a knight or something here. We're going to send these guys down over to this capital. Our Mongol Horde is going to hit Konda first. I'm actually surprised. Okay, that did end the war. I was going to say I was surprised that that didn't end the war. It did end the war. So that's perfect. We're going to grant this off to this gentleman. Wonderful. And the Mongol Empire continues to expand. If we can raise these guys instantly, that changes the arithmetic. Can they be put down instantly? That I don't know. If so, then we're back to the teleporting men-at-arms problem. I didn't like the teleporting men-at-arms problem, and I refused to use it, but... yeah, that's weird. For sure. And these guys will never reinforce. That's perfectly fine. Okay, they're going to move in over here. These guys, they're going to head down to the south over here, I think. Or maybe come fight over here. Or maybe we'll send our men-at-arms to go fight over here. That will result in attrition. I don't want to take that much attrition. So we're just going to go siege over here. We'll send this force down. There we go. Now, technically, we took the king hostage there. But that's okay. I want to travel over here. So I'm going to wait. It'll, I think, force us to put in the war score eventually. But I want this battle to go through first. So let's let that happen. Because we want to farm the prestige off of these guys. So we're going to do exactly that. Absolutely no problem here. And that farmed us 323 prestige. And also, we're no longer at full war score. So that's a thing that happened. Did he escape? Like, not sure what happened there. Well, these guys are going to come in over here. We're at 65%. We can finish this up pretty quickly. These guys are not making tremendous progress, are they? Oh, they're doing okay, I suppose. Yeah, now they're doing better. It just looked like it was getting a very slow start. They're doing fine. 21 years on city planning at this point. We're going to stack wipe our enemy with 0 troops over here. No problem. Betrothed can marry. Will not accept. They must have already happened. Yep. Okay. We're going to head down to here. We would not take attrition on the way, looks like. That's great. We do not want attrition. We're going to come in here and stack wipe these 3 troops. He has units coming up this way as well. That's fine. We're actually going to fight them. Sure. That may net us the war score we need. 88%. Okay. It did not, but it's very, very close. Taking this tribe should net us that war score. Those 3 guys managed to make a pretty good stand, didn't they? They stood out for like 3 days. Cool. Good for them. So we're going to wrap up this siege. And there we go. Enforce those demands. And of course, we'll need to disband our troops, and all of these will need to be granted out to various people. Now, this is our son here. Was he... already disinherited? He must have been. Okay. That's fine. Once again, we don't really care too much who these go to, as long as they are the correct religion and culture. That's the biggest thing. So we will go ahead and do that. Excellent. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue expanding our empire. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.